HP 14s-fr0012AU. I got the model number right finally. Now this has been my 1-year ownership review. This laptop, my dad has been predominantly using it. I got a considerable time to use it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, the looks and the build quality. The color is the first thing which is gonna strike. Now, it depends. Like for me, black has been always the pet when it comes to Windows laptops. I feel silver to gel well much more better with MacBooks. This should take some time of growing inside you, the taste and the color. Slowly I've started to like this as I'm saying it day by day, and color options are just subjective. One more thing is, if you are having dirty hands, if you're using it through some rough environment, silver is just gonna get dirty too soon than black. Build quality for this price, it's just decent. Because I have also been using a ThinkPad with a laptop which falls under the similar price category. That one feels much more better. It comes with polycarbonate shelled deck. This one, it's kind of just a plastic, but the deck flex is not too much. It's just good. The one thing which I really liked on this laptop is the weight dimensions, because this is a 14-inch footprint and it's small. It's not too small or too large, but the great thing is its weight. It should be around like 1.4 to 1.5 kgs, and this one just feels like a notebook. Light on your hands, light in your backpack, and the portability factor is just so cool on this. That's one thing which I really love about this. Biggest thing is the performance. Now this is powered by a Ryzen 5 CPU 3450U, and it gets an integrated GPU of AMD Radeon 8 Vega graphics. Now performance has been quite good. The main use case here is my dad primarily uses it for word processing, spreadsheets, web browsing, entertainment. I got a chance to use this for some light to medium video editing from a software like Filmora. Don't expect some Premiere Pro, After Effects. I guess it can handle it because AMD CPUs are like getting better than the Intel ones in terms of the price and the performance ratio. But if you're really keen of Adobe products, you need to go something even more better. But if your job is just light to medium sort of stuff in everywhere, even for gaming also, this can handle some light gaming, just go for this and you can save some decent amount of money. Performance is also being aided by the RAM and the storage. It gets 8 GB RAM all from the factory. It also gets one more slot on the motherboard. If you feel like you want to bump up your memory, you can just go all the way till 16 GB. A great thanks to the storage type SK Hynix NVMe SSD, 512 gigs of storage. This has been doing a significant improvement in terms of everyday performance, because boot time, read-write speed, processing and everything, it's just so blazing and blistering fast, which I really like about this at this price point. So even my ThinkPad can't match to this, because it's just an i3 and I get a Ryzen 5 for the same 45K from an offline official HP store. Yes, the performance has been like, I would rate it like 4 out of 5, almost like not even 4. I'm giving it low, sorry. I should say like around 4.5 out of 5. That's the only thing which I can say. Now where I feel a little bit of a hitch, maybe memory. If I upgrade the memory, things can get even more better. With the wireless connectivity in particular, it gets Bluetooth 4.2 and Wi-Fi from Realtek. Yes, you can't expect Intel because it's an AMD CPU, so Realtek is the way to go. I wouldn't say it's not bad or too good. It's been pretty decent. The range is good. The Bluetooth connection is also quite fine. The display, that's a great thing which I like on this compared to my ThinkPad. This one gets a 250 nits of brightness of IPS display. This is a 14-inch display. I've also tried some sort of a decent video editing, as I told earlier. Colors felt quite good. Non-anti-glare display, because sometimes the anti-glare display is good to have. It prevents glaring. One problem with them is colors tend to fade away, or colors seem like a little bit washed out. And the color production is quite good on this. Screen brightness, even at the lowest brightness, this one produces some good amount of light, which is a good thing. Okay, now moving from the display, you get a 720 pixel basic camera with a twin channel microphone. Now this should be good for some decent Zoom calls or for attending your online classes. One thing, me being personally as a Lenovo user, I've also always used the Think shutter. Now this one misses out on a shutter, but it's not essential, but it's good to have on as a privacy feature. From the display to the deck, you get this keyboard. Now let me be honest here, this is my personal opinion. The keyboard, I've not been a fan of this, because the chassis is silver, but at least HP could have provided the keys in black. For some reason they have just provided it in silver, and the fonts which are printed on this are like too thin and are like kind of grayish, not even black. You know, ThinkPads are generally in complete industrial black, and you get thick white fonts engraved, so even without even looking too much, you can just see what you're typing. But this one, at the first moment of typing, I had to literally peep in and look in each and every key, whatever I'm typing. Of course, if you're a professional or if you have been an experienced typer, you don't even need to look at the keyboard, because the layout is the only thing which is going to guide you. But a novice like me or anyone else who has to look at the keys and type some paragraphs and everything, you just need to look into it. You can go for a backlit model. The backlit makes a world of difference. In daytime, without a backlit, this one seems quite tough for me to type on. Don't even think of dark environment. LED indicator for the mute button, which is in red. I would highly recommend you to go for a backlit model, which makes typing a great world of a difference and a ton better. Decent trackpad. Now this trackpad is quite wide in terms of the width, but in terms of the length, it is kind of short. The trackpad feels a little bit too much reactive. If you're having some sweat palms, the tracking is not too good. It's kind of decent. This is not a glass trackpad, mind you, and it's been almost a year. The click mechanism has got down a little bit. Could have been even more better for this price. And I forgot one more thing on the deck, which is the speaker. Now this is a top firing speaker from HP, of course, but not tuned by any companies like Bang & Olufsen or Harman. This is a budget range, right? But for a budget range, this laptop sounds very cranky, and it just sounds so clear. I would say it's even better than my laptop, which is tuned by Harman, or maybe even the Omen from the Bang & Olufsen tuning. Let me just show you a sample of it.
Sold out in front of a whole crowd. We just control now. Take this shit too personally. Everybody got a different version of me. Everybody gotta be learning from me. Everybody wanna be working with me, and I feel like there's uncertainty and urgency to find out what you wanna be. But honestly, we change our minds constantly, so stop and breathe.
Yes, now coming to the port section. On the left side, you get a full-size SD card reader. Now, which is a good thing that HP has kept the creators in their mind. It makes job so much convenient rather than depending on adapters and things like that. You get two LED indicators, one for the power light and one for the hard drive activity light status. And on the right side, you get AC adapter, the power pin, and you get a LED light for it for the charging status. And you also get a HDMI, a full-size HDMI. You get two USB-A, one USB-C, which is not Thunderbolt, of course. And you get this 3.5mm jack. I guess it misses out on a Kensington lock, not essential, but most of the laptops have this. And it misses out also on an Ethernet. Sometimes the wired connections are so much reliable and so much fast. I'm uploading some videos on YouTube. I would just plug in my RJ45 connector, and uploading and the processing rates just escalates much more higher. This one, I always need to depend on the Wi-Fi, connect to some Type-C. You know, Type-C is just taking so much time to getting evolved, right? A structure is this two USB-A's stacked one to another nearby. I wish HP could have provided one more USB Type-A on the other side. Maybe they could have balanced the spaces. Port selection and the port management could have been a little bit better on this, but it's manageable in a single word to say. The battery performance, since this gets a Ryzen CPU, I should say in terms of the battery backup, it's a little bit better than the Intel ones, the Intel counterparts. Now the battery in particular, it gets a 3-cell 41 watt battery, stands for like around 5 to 5.5 hours for like decent use. Now if you're like pushing it to its limits, doing some sort of video editing and gaming, might come down for 4 hours, which is quite reasonable. Got it pre-configured with Windows 10 Home, and it gets a Microsoft Office Home and Student 2019, and I got a 1-year trial for McAfee. But McAfee is not actually essential. Antivirus not essential in general, and thanks to the Windows security, it's got evolved much these days. How do I feel this laptop? Is it good or is it bad? Really love is, as I told earlier, the weight factor. Weight factor is just so much good. Like compared to my laptop, this one just feels so like heaven. I can like take it to places very easily, which is good. The performance part is extremely good. Of course, you get some compromises like build quality. The keyboard, not a big fan. It's taking so much time for me getting used, and sometimes even my dad also ends up in trouble in just getting his typing a little bit wrong here and there. But if you're like concerned only for performance, and if you're like an AMD fan, or maybe if you're like looking forward to try some AMD laptop as your daily driver, this should be like a perfect laptop for you. There are similar models also. This is 14s-fr0012AU, you get 14s-fr0016, which comes with Ryzen 3, or maybe even you can go up to Ryzen 7. So overall, Ryzen laptops in general, the things have changed a lot. AMD used to be those days where it was quite horrible and Intel was the only monopoly, but yeah, I think it's just time to wake up and just look at the technology and choose something which is always better. Yeah, this is a quick video which I wanted to make, and this is Sairam signing off. See you in the next video soon. Bye bye.